Hey guys, it's Summing Rush. Today we're going to be watching a replay played by Phantom SK in his M46. This is currently one of the highest damage M46 Patton replays on WoTReplays right now. And I thought I'd feature it because it features a really interesting combination of bad positional play, highlighted by good micro play. So what I mean by that is a Phantom SK is going to start off by taking his M46 Patton to D6. This is an awful play, especially if you look at the enemy team lineups. And the reason this is going to be an awful play is because the enemy has two TDs, which spawned really close to this C5 position, which you can see Scorpion is able to put a shot into him. Luckily, it bounces, and the enemy also has three RDs. So if he looked at the enemy team lineup, there would be no way he's going to make this play. And this used to be a very common position when RD used to be less popular, but there's multiple risks associated with it apart from RD, and generally those risks are getting YOLO'd. So if you're ever going to play a position like this, the way you have to do it is you have to make sure that you save all your HP. You can see he's basically doing that when he's engaging this T20 really intelligently. The reason you have to save your HP on this position is because not only will RD focus you down, but you'll also get YOLO'd by people. So it's very common for TDs who are sitting at C5, if you lose your HP right off the bat, which he could have if that TD had hit him, to YOLO you because they just want to YOLO because they're TD players. Like, I don't understand why, but it's very common for you to get YOLO'd in a position like this. That being said, the advantages to a position like this are you're able to shoot at anyone who's on the A line and the hills. So it's really, really useful. You just have to take into account the risk. So generally, you would never take a position like this when there's 3 RD. Phantom is going to get extremely lucky because there's 3 RD and he's not going to get shot, despite the fact that he's A, the most aggressive player on the team, and B, he's like constantly getting lit and unlit and so on and so forth. So he's in this position. Now, he runs out of shots. He's up to 2100 damage. What he's going to do, I disagree with this play. He's going to be aggressive. Now, for the reasons I said, he needs to save his hit points. So him getting himself spotted again, in my opinion, that's a bit greedy, and it has a lot of negative potential with it. It's like the fact that he has not been clicked after getting spotted again is really impressive, and that's the lucky element of this replay. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Now, actually, I am. He pushes up again. He takes another risk, and it's like, okay, like at this point, he should be losing his HP to someone, and he's not. In my opinion, that's lucky. It's not, how can I say it? It's surprising that there's no one sitting here who's able to shoot at him, like some asshole TD. It's surprising that he's not getting clicked, and it's surprising that the Scorpion is ignoring him. So that's just the way it is right now. Like, whatever, he got lucky. Now, what he's going to do is he's going to look for shots in this E75 right here. The T54 drops down, so he notices that. He's unable to get a shot into him, and he's going to be shooting at this E75. Now, the fact that that hits is amazing, but I'm not going to fault him. At least he aimed it correctly. It's like, he aimed perfectly, and then the game worked, So he was able to put a shot into the top of the E75 turret. The E75 is going to get lit, and he's going to be aiming for the Amarak on the E75. Now, that one misses. I don't know if him aiming for the Amarak on the E75 is on purpose. You can auto-aim the E75 and have it Amarak him, but you can see he's putting his aimer right underneath the turret of the E75. That's the Amarak location. Now, that guy's on 375 HP. He's going to low roll right there, and that leaves the E75 on 11 HP. Luckily, the Leo gets the kill, and now he's in the situation where there's a TD who's not looking at him. He's spotted. He still hasn't been clicked, and he's going to make a really smart poke right here. So Phantom SK realizes that the Tiger 1 was looking away, and so what he decided to do is, even though the Tiger 1 was looking near him, he decided to poke. He took the chance that the Tiger 1 was tunnel visioning, and that worked out perfectly. It's very common for you to be able to do that, and I would totally suggest doing that. It's like if you see an enemy who's busy focusing your teammates down, by all means, just shoot at them, even if their gun is pointing in a similar location. If they're shooting long range, they'll be zoomed in quite a ways, and they may not see you as you poke into them, and they might even be zoomed in way too far to be able to really respond to you poking on them. So that's what Phantom SK does right there. Here he just looks for a shot in the one-shot Tiger, which is really good. The fact that he hasn't been clicked is still relatively impressive, but that's just the way it is. And he's going to make a reasonable decision right here. He decides, wait, what? I was like, he's not going to poke because of the SU, but he pokes anyways despite the fact that there's an SU on the hill, and that's risky. Like, he did it a couple times. I feel like he was pushing his luck to be continually pushing that, but that's okay. It works out. He's gonna decide not to push up knowing that the SU's up here, so he's like, he's not spotted. This is an okay play, all things considered. He's looking for shots in the T-54. It's improbable that other people are gonna spot him. He gets the kill on the T-54, and he's gonna fall back, and he needs to wait until the SU, whatever it's called, SU-152 dies before he decides to push up, and that's what he's going to do. Like, that's a smart play, and I think it's totally reasonable. Now, here he learns that the SU-152 is stock, right? Beforehand, I certainly didn't notice that the SU-152 was stock. I would be comfortable pushing through, but you're going to see he's going to reload. The shell luckily goes where he's aiming it. He's able to kill that guy, and this is where he's now free to kind of be a bit more aggressive because there's no one on the hill overwatching him and capable of spotting him. Now, okay, generally the way you want to progress from a position like this, before you do it, you need to pay attention to where the hell your team is. He has not done that. He's got no support right now, and that's something that's really critical. It's like the fact that he doesn't have support and he's pushing into multiple tanks who are full HP and camping is relevant because he's just one tank, even if he's full HP. The next thing is he doesn't have support, and the way he pushes is really bad. He drives right up to here. Now that obviously, like, maybe not obviously because he wasn't aware of this, but generally speaking, we know that there's going to be tanks in this area right here, and look at how he approaches it. He's going to get, like, this is in the open to where 3 tanks were last spotted, and you can see the Scorpion G gets lit. He actually had a shot on him. The Scorpion G spotted Phantom right here, and that's going to be like where he loses all of his HP. This could have been avoided. Well, he's going to go for the shot on the Scorpion, which is a bit greedy, but it works because he needed to kill the Scorpion. That was a reasonable play in my opinion. He's lucky that he's still alive right now. The way he should have done this, like, honest, and I know this is hindsight and all, but just in case anyone's wondering, the way you do this is you push up to here, and then you drive into the bushes. So you go like this, so at least you have mounds covering you, and you're safe, and then you can use the bushes to play them. And that's what he's going to do. He's not going to do it, but the way he could have done this is he could have gone up to like here and then into those bushes, and then at least he would have had solid cover between him and the Scorpion G who ended up shooting him. Now, at this point in time, the Tiger P has come up with him. He's going to make a play which I consider to be reasonable. The problem is we don't know where the enemy Tiger P is, and we don't know where the Arty is. So him crossing this open field, in my opinion, is really risky, which is fine. It works out. Like, this is reasonable, but he's going to put himself in a very strong position to push into the enemy team and the Arty right here. So one of the problems with Malinovka, the way you have to deal with it is you have to play the red line. This is exactly what he's going to do. And that's going to allow him to get really good shots on the Arty. It's going to allow him to get really good shots on anyone who's hiding in A2 and so on and so forth. And you can see his position allows him to get rear shots on this Tiger P who actually isn't AFK, surprisingly enough. So he puts a blind shot into this Tiger P. That was a really reasonable blind shot to take. It ends up hitting that guy because you could see that the dust didn't blow up. Like, the shell didn't hit the dirt, so you know he hit the Tiger P because it disappeared into the Tiger P. He's going to continue to get for shots. And this position is going to allow him to not throw the game because it's very common for, well, look at his team. He's a one-shot, the Tiger P is a one-shot, the IS-2's low, the Challenger's sitting behind everyone. It's like the probability of him throwing this is really, really high. So he's pushing in through the A line. This is exactly how you push in through this map. He's using the bushes well. The route he's taking is exactly what you're supposed to do. And, like, I thought this was really good because I think it's a perfect example of how to push into Arty. So what he's going to do is he's going to use the bushes that are available to him. This bush specifically that he's going to right here is going to allow him to clear out a lot of Arty locations, so he spots the GW Panther. The bush is solid, so the GW Panther would not have spotted him. He kills the GW Panther, and then he loads HE for the M53, and I think this is really smart. It's a good use of HE. He makes sure his shot's going to pen. That's green, so he ends up hitting the M53, M55 for all of its HP. That means the M53 isn't capable of snapshotting him, and that's his 7th kill of the game. So he's up to 7.5k damage. The problem is that they've got a full HP IS-6 and an Indian Panzer, and his entire team are one-shots. So, these guys are full HP, man. This is like, I throw games in this type of situation all the time, and this is why I featured this replay. I thought he played this really, really well. So, the Indian Panzer gets clicked, he's going to lose his HP. What he's going to do is he needs to kill the IS-6 pretty much, and the IS-6... he could get on cat, like, let me put it this way. When you're analyzing a situation like this, the way you have to deal with it is you have to look at your options. So probably the safest bet for Phantom SK to make would be to get on cap right now, right? Like there's a divot in the cap that he could sit in, and then the IS-6 has to cross an open field to reset. What Phantom is going to do instead is he's going for damage, which is fine. I get it, you know? And the way he's going to do this is really, really smart. He's a one-shot. There's this full HP IS-6 in front of him, and he's going to use the T-29 who died for cover, and he's able to shoot underneath the guy. And so that's a really good play. That's something that, like, I'm amazed he noticed. I think it's really good. He's able to consistently put shots into that guy's lower plate, and then he sees the IS-6 looking at him, but he doesn't care, which is kind of interesting. He bounces. That one misses. And what he's going to do is he's going to wait. Because the IS-6 is looking at him, he waits until he sees the IS-6 looking away. He looks for a shot, and then he's going to aim this one, and he manages to get his 8th kill. So I thought that end play was really good. I think this replay highlighted the utility of the D6 position, but I don't think it highlighted the risks associated with D6. Like, when you play D6, it's like you're going to have a great game if it works out, because everyone is going to be... You're going to be able to shoot at everyone on the A line because that's just the nature of the A line. It's open to D6. So if you go to here, you can just farm everyone at A7 and A8. But it's also very common for you to get YOLO'd. So I would reconsider the D6 position. I would say go for it, maybe, if the enemy doesn't have very many TDs, which they didn't in this game, and if the enemy doesn't have very much arty, which, you know, in practice they didn't have very much arty because he didn't get clicked despite the fact that they had 3, but, like, I'm actually thinking of starting to use D6 more frequently because of the way that he showed the strength of it. And it's like, I would only do it when there's no arty because I remember getting clicked there all the time and getting YOLO. What happens is you get clicked, you lose your HP, and then a TD YOLOs you because you're a one-shot. That's what happens in that location. So I'm going to start using that position only when there's no arty and when there's minimal TDs, but that would be my suggestion on Malinovka encounter. Go for it. So yeah, let's go take a look at the end plates and then we'll call it there. Alright, so this is the highest damage M46 replay on WoTReplays right now. He ended up doing 8,970 damage, 8 kills of course. This was a mastery badge because he ended up getting 1924 base XP. So he played this game without a premium account. If he had a premium account, it would have been a 28,800, how do you say it? Not 28,000, 2,886 XP game with the premium account, of course. You got a Radley Walters, a Pascucci's, which is the medal for killing clickers. You got a high caliber and a top gun and tank sniper in an M46. Are you kidding me? He ended up doing 8,970 damage. Like I said, he did really well. He fired 31 shots, 24 of them penned, 27 of them hit his target. And he ended up making credits here. He only spent 15k. Wait, what? This is incorrect. It doesn't show the ammunition cost. There's no way he made 63,000 credits. Anyways, that's the game. I thought he played it... I thought his initial decision to take D6 was, like, suicidal, but it worked out. And the way he played it, you know, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to give constructive criticism so people can learn. That's just how you learn. So, you know, some people will take offense to that. But I hope this video was helpful. If you want to see more, be sure to hit the like and the subscribe button. And I hope to see you around. Later, guys. Bye-bye.